All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for joining. And I know people have joined from all over India. So today we are going to give a lot many insights about the job search in the data fields out there. So let's see, as you have joined from as you have joined from the IDC channel, right? Like we have built this particular community, and it is built by the data folks for the data folks, right? So we have got that particular ideology of kind of upbringing the data community. So we have built this, and yes. So today we are going to speak about like the types of companies. What is the life cycle? We get that insights directly from our speaker today, and what are the common mistakes that the job seekers are actually doing, right? And we are going to dive deep into that. Along with that, like we have sourced questions, right, from you through LinkedIn, Instagram, and other platforms. So we are going to discuss about them, and finally we'll be having a Q&A where we'll be allowing you to ask your questions, and we'll be answering them. Wonderful. Okay, so people who don't know about me, I am Harish Kumar, and I am a business development and talent manager inside Code Basics, and also I'm a IDC team member. So that's about me. And talking about my data journey, I have been a data analyst for a couple of quite good years, or couple of years, I might say. And also, I hold a Microsoft certification of Power BI data analyst. Okay, that's about me. And if you haven't got connected with me, here's the QR code where you can scan it and connect with me, and we can have a conversation over LinkedIn. Wonderful. Okay. And so people who are not a part of IDC or Indian Data Club, these are the numbers, guys, and it's growing. And this is a very good number to say. On LinkedIn, we are a family of 1.6K, and on Discord, we are 1.8K. And if you are not a part of Discord server of IDC yet, please do join. You are missing out a lot of fun over there. Yes. And if you don't know, again, like we have got a very good kind of a pattern out there. Like we have divided or like we have made separate channels with respect to the cities, and we are going to increase those city channels as well, as per the strengths coming up. And if you have not been a part of it, you can join, and I'll let you know how you can join. And talking about the Instagram, we are not yet so active over there, but however, we are doing a good job. Right now, we are just 195, but we'd love to have your support over there. So please do, search for Indian Data Club on Instagram and support us over there as well. Thank you. And if you are not a part of our Discord channel, here's the QR code. Discord server, sorry. Here's the QR code. Please scan it and quickly join that. That will really help you. And today we had a very interesting quiz, which was on case studies. Today it was IKEA case study. Yes. So that was also really interesting, and we have got a very good response over there. So we'll be posting it on LinkedIn, and you follow us on all the channels, and you'd be like getting all the updates through that. All right, perfect. And we have Shilpa. Shilpa is from Value Labs. As I said, she is a senior executive HR, and she has accepted our request in order to come onto IDC in order to give a lot of insights for you and the real insights that are happening. So we are going to get all our questions answered directly from a recruiter, guys. So this is really awesome. So we welcome Shilpa. Shilpa, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Harish, and hi for everyone.
Yes. Okay. Yes, people are still active, Shilpa. Yes, we see a lot of highs and hellos now. Wonderful. So is this something that like as in a recruiter you are checking if they are attentive or not? Are they
Yes,
really listening to you or
there's
not?
something, yeah, we do get. this kind of messages in LinkedIn also. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
some exciting journey for me.
So is it just hi and the resume that you receive, or they build a conversation?
No, I mean like usually they say hi, they'll share
Okay.
the resume, but I would request them to share in detail.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Deepak, how many times, man? Like I see about 5 times you put hello, ma'am. She has noticed you. Yes, Shilpa, there is
Don't worry,
Deepak
I
in
will
in
I
the
will
in.
refer him. Deepak, I'll refer you. Okay, don't worry.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, guys, Shilpa is having an overall experience of 6 years into the HR domain, basically, and she has been really very active in the recruitment space. So, yes, she is going to give a lot of information today. Okay, so guys, tell me, how many of you know what are the different types of companies that we have with respect to the business models? Put it in the chat. Like, what are the different types of companies? Types of companies. Okay, service based, private, public. Okay, with respect to the business model. Okay, product based. Automobile is the it is a domain one. Okay, FMCG is a domain again. I'm talking about the base. Okay, as a few of them kind of mentioned, yes, it is product based companies are there, and the service based companies are there. Guess more, guys. There are more. Okay, you're talking about the domain, but I'm talking about the with respect to the business model. Predominantly, yes, there were only two. There were only predominantly two types of companies earlier, but now there have been there evolved a lot many other companies as well. Types of companies I need to say. So they are platform based companies. Okay. Are you getting any more hint? Like, guys, you are in the generation where you can use ChatGPT, internet, and everything as such. Go ahead. Okay. No,
But
no, Arindam. You're still talking about the domains. All right. Let me reveal that. It is marketplace. So you see, right, like Amazon, Flipkart, all these are marketplace. All right. Yes, yes, Rohit. The next one is subscription based. Wonderful. Good answer. Uh, Krishna Kumar, yes, yes, that is correct. Manjunath, still that is the domain, man. Yes, subscription based, exactly right. Netflix, Geo, Prime Videos. Yes, these are all the subscription based, and there are a lot many other examples as well. And finally, it is ad based. Talking about Facebook, right? It is a very good example for the ad based company. So these are all the different types of companies that we have in the market, right? But I bet most of us know only about product based and service based, because that those particular types of companies are a lot many in the market, and that is the reason we get to hear only those. But if you go ahead and search, there are other types of companies as well evolved, so you can research about them. Okay, now that we know what are the different types of companies, right? Let's understand a little in depth about the predominant types of companies and what is the hiring. What kind of hiring happens over there? Okay, so let us look into or check the difference between the product based and service based companies hiring process, and what are the considerations and aspects inside that. So, Shilpa, I want you to kind of step in over here as you have got a pretty much expertise in this. So, I'll go one aspect after the other, and I want you to explain why it is different with service based and product based with respect to that aspect. All right, perfect. So, the first one goes for hiring volume.
okay.
May I know, like, why is it high in the service based and low with respect to the product based companies?
Okay. So coming to a service-based companies, right? So they will be supporting for other companies. Okay. So as a service-based organization, they will not be having only one product. So they need to
Mm-hmm.
support a number of clients. Okay, so in
Okay.
that case, so they usually need a huge number of employees or candidates to support
Mm-hmm.
that particular project. So I would say that in service-based organization, there will be a bulk hiring of by hiring a very less candidates, they cannot support for every project. Okay, so they
Mm.
will bring a number of candidates for this particular projects, right? So on that scenarios, right, they will be having a bulk hiring for different projects. And
Okay.
coming to product-based companies, the hiring process will be little bit lower side because they will be supporting for one particular product. So because they are going to build
Mhm.
their own product, right? So they don't need a high number of employees.
Yes.
Okay. So they mainly focus on a very experienced candidate. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. Maybe I
yeah,
have that aspect next. So let me get into that.
yeah.
Yes. So yes, the next is a skill focus. So here, as we see it on the screen, right? Like the skill focus is broader and adaptable skill set that is what required in the service based, and deep expertise in the specific technologies is required for the product based. May I know why that?
Yeah. See, coming to the service-based companies, so here you're going to support the client. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here you need a very strong communication skill because we are supporting, basically, we get clients from all over the globe. It's not only
Okay.
we will be supporting a Indian clients. So we will be supporting US, UK, UA region, APAC,
Hmm.
European. So usually they will be focusing on I mean like communication, strong communication skill. It may be a client relationship management. They need to have a client relationship management skill set, and they need to have a very good problem solving skill sets and
Hmm.
technical expertise. Though they need both in service based and product based. Both they need a technical knowledge. And
Okay.
coming to product based, right? So they mainly focus more into a technical part. They need a
Hmm.
very good expertise. So because they need to research, because they are going
Hmm.
to build a new product, right? So
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
need someone who is very specific to that particular skill set.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, because
Very well
in
put.
product
So
based,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, because in product based, right, for different skills, right, they will be having a different expertise candidates.
Got it. So
Yeah.
basically, put that like in service base, right? As of what I understand, like companies like Tech Mahindra, Cognizant, Capgemini, and companies like that. So they put a lot many tools required in the job description. Is it for this reason that they hire, and if at all the project is completed, they kind of want them to work in another project? That is the reason they kind of mention all the skill sets or the tools in one go, and they check for only the broader expertise uh, in those particular tools or the skills, and later they can brush up their skills as the project
Yes.
as they get into any project.
Yes. So basically, in service-based organization, no, projects will not be very lengthy. So it will
Hmm.
be for a certain time frame. But it may go for 6 months. It may go for 1 year. So once the project is done, right? So they'll not fire the employees.
Mm.
They'll give them other. I mean, like other projects. I mean, like
Okay,
internally, they will be having other clients, right? So there they can showcase their skills.
I hear a lot many people saying that I am on bench. Is it that zone?
Yeah, that is the main reason because usually we need to get a active projects from the clients, right? So once we
Uh-huh.
get a projects, so we will till we get the project, right? Service-based companies, they'll keep the candidates on bench.
Okay, get it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, the next aspect is interview rounds. So with respect to the service based and product based, this is what we see on the screen. So is it true?
Yeah, I would say it's true because see, when it comes to a product-based companies, right? Just for an example, for Cisco, Microsoft, so the interview process are very lengthy. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it will go for a month also.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're giving for any, I mean, like product-based companies, the interviews, it will be a very lengthy process for each and every skill set. They need to give, I mean, like the interviews. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
coming to a service-based organization, because the projects will be ongoing, so they
Mm-hmm.
cannot spend very long process for an interview. Okay, so
Okay.
usually they will be having 2 to 3 rounds of technical round based on the experience level. If it is for a freshers or a
Mm-hmm.
junior profiles, they
Mm-hmm.
can finish their technical round of interviews within 2 to 3 rounds. When it comes to experience, right? So the process may go up to 4 rounds of interview. So it may
Okay.
be like one technical discussion, L2 and manager round. Yeah.
Okay. So talking about like you mentioned, right, like there will be about three to four rounds of in rounds of interview for the service based. So may I know like what are the first rounds and second, I mean the different categories of the interview rounds over there.
Okay. See, coming to 3 to 4 rounds, usually as a recruiter, so we will be doing a phone screening. So I would
Uh-huh.
suggest don't consider it as a interview. Okay. So it is just a screening call for the candidates. So
Okay.
to shortlist the candidates. Okay. So when it comes to technical round, the first technical round will be based on their basic skill set knowledge. So there they may get to write a codes, and they may ask about their projects.
Okay.
So there they will come to know, the person who is going to take an interview. He can tell about his technicals. He can rate his technical skills.
Okay. Get it.
Yeah.
And talking about the product base, it is more into the technical rounds is what I feel, and then the managerial rounds, correct?
Yeah, so here coming to product-based companies, right? They won't only check their technical skills. They will check their logical. There will be a logical test,
Mm-hmm.
behavior test, and
Okay.
tolerance test.
Okay.
So they need to go through all kind of test there, because it goes around seven to it may go up to 10 rounds of interview also.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Cool. Nice. Let's get on to the next aspect, that is job roles. So in this job roles, I see that like as it is mentioned, it is self-explanatory, is what I feel. As of what we spoke until now, like for the service based, it is mostly about facing the client and the kind of service delivery. And for the product based, it shows as product development and innovation. So it's more about like I feel for what I know. Uh, Companies, right? Like they outsource a project, and these particular service-based companies take, and that particular project, it is complete authority of, say, suppose Value Labs, right? You get the
Yeah.
complete authority to choose the team and what are the different roles inside the team. But end of the day, the client needs the work to be or the project to be completed. So with
Yes.
respect to that, it is more towards like client facing and service delivery.
Yes.
Okay. And with the product base, yes, it is again like about developing the
Yeah,
product and
basically,
maintaining
when
and
it comes to
enhancing.
product based, right, they need to start it from the scratch.
Okay.
Okay. They need to start from scratch till testing.
Mm, get
Yeah.
it. Wonderful. All right. And the next is training. How does the training happen, and or is it really important in these particular companies? And how is it actually perceived?
Yeah, see, training part is a very important both in service-based and product-based companies. Okay, so coming to a service-based training part, right? So as you have already mentioned that it's a client-facing part, right? So here
Mm-hmm.
they will be more focusing on this customer service training and
Mm-hmm.
project management training, and they need to communicate with the clients, right? So they will give
Mm.
a soft skill training, complaints training, a project
Okay.
manager. Complaints training, usually we need to deal with the clients. So whenever we
Yes.
get any complaints from the clients regarding the project delivery, right? So those
Mm.
kind of trainings will be given. And coming to a
Oh, okay.
product-based training part, right? They mainly focus on technical part. So they will be giving a training on product. whatever the product they are going to build, right? Or a
Mm.
design. So they will be giving training on this product and a kind of technical training. And when it comes to product based, because they are going to sell their own product directly to the customer. So there will
Mm-hmm.
be a sales training also. They will be having a inbuilt sales team, right? So they will be having a marketing training, sales,
Mm.
and quality training also will be given in the product based company.
Okay. Quite well put. Like we have understood that like why there is an extensive training and what are the different types of trainings happening or will happen in the service base. Thank you for that. And the next aspect is the compensation. Yes, this is like the most awaited part, I feel. Like all the participants or the IDC team members are actually waiting. Why is there a difference?
Okay. See, I would tell that uh, in the service-based companies, we can accept average salary package because see, usually we are giving a service to other clients, right? So we will get a fixed budget to that project. Okay. So when we are
Hmm.
having one project, we will be having a team of 10. It depends. Okay.
Mm.
So within that budget, we need to do the hiring.
Okay.
Okay. So I would say, I mean, like there will be an average salary in the service-based companies, okay? And coming
Hmm.
to the product-based companies, first of all, they really look for a very experienced candidate, okay? So they will, so here the salary is little bit higher side.
Hmm.
So I would,
Okay, so
I mean,
sorry to interrupt. So as you mentioned, right, like they look for experienced candidate. So I want to check if at all experience actually really matters a lot or the expertise matters a lot.
I would say both, because see in the service based, as I already told you that the trainings will be given on the particular skill set. Okay, so when it
Hmm.
comes to a product based companies, the projects will be very lengthy. So they don't want to I mean, like give more time on freshers because they need to train them from the scratch. Okay,
Okay,
so they need someone who is already having a domain experience and the skill set experience.
okay, get it.
Yeah.
I accept with that, but still, like I would contradict on one point that even freshers have got certain expertise. So maybe like if you are hiring for a product based, I would request you to kind of consider the freshers as well, certainly, and check with the expertise in that particular
Yeah, yeah.
domain or whatever that you are looking forward for.
Yeah, nowadays freshers are also, I mean, like a very active learners. So
Yes,
I
given an
think we can
opportunity, they'll
consider.
definitely prove.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, sure. Cool. So the next, we are actually going to look into the recruitment roadmap, guys. As I told you, this is something that Shilpa has shared. What does the recruitment roadmap look like, and what is that she actually follows? So she has got a recent experience from one of the client, and she want to share that particular story and in put it in the form of a roadmap. So let's listen to that. Yes, Shilpa, all
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah, so coming to I mean, like a life cycle of the recruitment or a hiring process. As basically, I mean, like Value Labs, it's a service-based organization. Okay, so usually we support. We are having more than 300 plus clients. Okay, so we get the requirement from the clients. Okay, so once the requirement is shared from the clients, so as a recruiter, as a technical recruiters, so we create the JD. I mean, like we create the JD and we share it with the clients. So based on the approval from the clients or a hiring manager, so what we will be doing, the next process is like posting the job description or a JD on a job portals like social media, LinkedIn, Monster, Indeed. Okay,
Hmm.
so we will be posting the job posting on all job portals.
Okay. So, like predominantly, which kind of job portals would you prefer?
See, basically, when it comes for freshers, right? We usually mainly we focus on Found It. So before it was
Hmm.
Monster, now it is Found It. Okay, and now Cree.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to experienced, basically nowadays, even freshers are very active on LinkedIn. So we
Okay.
are considering the applications from LinkedIn also. But we usually hire from both LinkedIn, Indeed, Naukri. So
Yeah.
we
I
the
asked this
application.
question for a reason that here it is a very big consideration for us, as in the data community, predominantly to which job portal that we need to focus on, because we are actually trying out all the job portals, but I get to listen a lot many times that we are not getting calls. So we really want to know where are the recruiters actually looking for the candidates, and where are they
So
actually posting again.
okay. So if it comes to, I mean, comes to job portals, right? So for the freshers, I would suggest Naukri and Found It. Okay. So
Mhm.
they will be having a lot of freshers data because those particular job boardings, right? They will be having connections with, companies or college. They will be
Okay.
having a database from that, but still, I would prefer LinkedIn because they can showcase their skill. But in Naukri, Indeed, right, they don't have that dashboard to showcase their skill set. So, but I would
Okay.
suggest LinkedIn would be the plus
Okay.
point.
So as in a recruiter, right? So in order to hire freshers, you prefer LinkedIn and Naukri, or
Yes,
found
LinkedIn.
found it.
And Found It, yeah. So Found It,
Okay.
right? Basically, we do hire for a management side, not for a technical hiring.
Okay.
So Found It, normal technical support roles or basic management roles. So when it comes to technical side, we work on Naukri and LinkedIn.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So, as you were telling that the first phase was the preparation, where you sit with the clients and kind of decide upon the requirement, prepare the job description, and second is sourcing, where you post it on the job portals. Okay, so
Yes.
the screening. This is really interesting, and we all love to listen to that.
Yeah, so coming to the screening part here, okay, so here I would like to give an example. So when it comes to screening, when we will post the job posting on all job portals, right? So especially LinkedIn, okay. So with we will get a very huge number of application. It's like 1,000 plus applications we will be getting if we are doing any job posting for freshers or junior positions, okay. So here what happens? So screening all 1,000 plus profiles by one person, it is a very challenging thing because we will be having a minimal time because as it is a service based company, right? So we will be having a time frame to start the project and to end the project. Okay, so
Mm,
within a week we need to we need to build a team, or it may be 30 days also. I'm not telling within a week. So the time frame for 1 month you can take it. Okay. So
mhm,
within that, we will not be only working on one particular role. So
mm,
there are different roles we need to support. So as it is a project, right? The project will start from the architect, project manager, product lead. So it will
mm.
start from scratch. So when it comes to screening, right? So we do follow something called application tracking system.
Okay.
Okay, here comes application tracking system. So when we will be posting the jobs, right? So there we will give a mandatory skill set. We will be sharing them what exact skill set we are looking out for, like mandatory skill set, primary skill set, and like plus to have. So those skill set we will be highlighting in the job description.
Okay.
Okay. And so based on those skill set, right, ATS will scan the resume.
Okay.
Okay, but here I would like to give one example because candidates nowadays, right? So whatever the jobs they're getting, they don't even read the job description. They'll just go and apply, and they are using a one resume and they're trying to apply hundreds of job by that one resume.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I have that in the next next part. So we'll cover that. And yes,
Yeah.
there is one question in the chat, Shilpa. We were
Hmm.
we were talking about, like, the freshers and the job portals for the freshers, right? Where
Mm.
you actually look for candidates. But for experienced candidates, which portal would you prefer to
So I
consider the candidates?
So I would suggest LinkedIn and Naukri. So
Uh-huh.
coming to LinkedIn, right? So usually like CMM level 5 companies, CMM level 4 companies. So they do for experienced candidate they do hiring on through LinkedIn only. Because
Hmm.
there it is very visible thing, they can showcase their projects there, and so we can get the more data from LinkedIn, but in
Okay.
Naukri, we can only find their resume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. So one interesting question I have, maybe it might be lame or like funny. So if you're like this is your daily job though. Once you post a job, right, on the job portal, how many applications do you get in a day? In the first day, say suppose.
Previously, I told you, not in a day. Within a 1 or 2 hours, we will be getting like 500 plus applications.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
And
500.
for screening, as you said, like you would be using the ATS software in order to
Yes,
kind
yes.
of
We so
segregate the
as I
resumes.
already highlighted that we when we will be posting a job, right? So we will be having one certain option in the LinkedIn or Naukri, okay? So when we put that particular mandatory skill set, key skills, right? So that particular application tracking system,
Mm-hmm.
it will show only those profile who have those skill sets.
Okay.
Just for an example thing that I have given five skill set, okay? So it is not that every candidate should have all five skill set. So if it is four or three skill set is also there in their resume, right? Those kind of resumes are, we will pull out those resumes from the database.
Okay. So you consider those as well. And then
Yes,
like you go ahead and kind of do that phone screening and whatever that you have mentioned.
yes,
And then
yes.
like you shortlist the candidate. Okay. That is the next part. So let's get into the next phase, that is selecting. All right. Yes. So what do you do in the selection process basically? How does this selection process go ahead?
Okay, so coming to the selection process, so as I already told you that we will be using this ATS tool, right? So we will be having a data of resume. So in that, we will not be calling every candidate. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in the 500 applications, 500 application, think that ATS will give us the relevant profile of 200. Okay, so in
Mm-hmm.
that again, I will filter the profiles as per the domain expertise, as per the experience level. Okay, and when it comes to LinkedIn, I'm just giving you an example. So when we will be posting the job, right? So in LinkedIn, we will be having an option called questionnaires.
Okay.
So we will be giving some questionnaires like it may be about the notice period, it may be
Mm.
about the experience of particular skill set. So how many years of experience do you carry in this Python? Okay, so basically we will be looking out for fixed, I mean like a few experienced candidate, right? So
Mm.
I would like to know, do you have minimum 3 years of experience in Python? Yes or no? And
Mm.
are you able to start immediately? So those questionnaires we will share it. Okay, so
Okay.
candidates will answer those questionnaires,
Mm. Mm.
but
Got it.
nowadays what candidates are doing for every questionnaire is, if they don't have that experience but still they're choosing the S option, because they think that if we choose that we will get the response from the recruiters.
Okay. But in
Yeah.
reality, what happens?
In reality, sometimes as a recruiters, we cannot just by their response, we cannot reject the candidates. We will call the candidates and we
Hmm.
will screen them. Technically,
Okay.
we will screen them. When it comes to
Okay.
selection part, right? The basic technical questions we will ask to the candidates based on
Hmm.
their response and their experience part. We will shortlist the candidates.
Okay. But yet again, it comes down to one point that most of us get to listen that we are still not getting calls. Maybe the recruiters, whom actually like you, who would be getting connected to these candidates, might be less in number. So. Yeah. Okay. We expect that everyone will be like you who try to call and screen the candidates.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
would
So,
suggest the candidates to put whenever they're applying the jobs, right? Please read the
Mhm.
JD and then
Okay.
apply for the job application.
Yes, 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 for sure. Definitely the our members, right, from now on will do that. All right, yeah. As this conversation was happening between us, I saw a very interesting question, and that is something that we need to consider. Even though like we are running a little late, so I still want to take this question. So
Yeah.
on these job portals, right, we have got this paid subscriptions or like that kind of an pro versions or things like that, right?
Mm.
So are
Yeah.
they beneficial for the candidates? So as in a recruiter, if we
Mm.
kind of go for that particular paid subscription, will the candidate get any additional features where the recruiters only can see those candidates specially and considered?
Yes, yes. Usually that happens in Naukri. Okay, so they have a service called, they have one service, so they can showcase their profiles. Okay, so here in Naukri, what happens, right? So when there is a paid subscription taken by the candidates, right, those profiles will be highlighted first.
Okay.
Those profiles will be in the list first. Later, other candidates' data will be there. So, just for an
Okay.
example, think that I have got 500 applications. So, I will by using ATS, we will again get 200 application. In that 200
Hmm.
applications, right? So, in the first page, whatever the paid service candidates will be there, right? Which are
Hmm.
relevant, those profiles will be listed in the first page of the Naukri, or it
Got
may
it.
be in LinkedIn also.
But
LinkedIn, so we
but
don't.
another question over here, like on that note. So if
Mm,
that particular candidate who has taken the pro version or the Naukri 360 as mentioned by the member of IDC over here who asked the question, if they don't have the skill set, and I
mm,
mean like they are say suppose matching with three skill sets or the
mm,
three skills, and there is a person who has got exact match of five skills as you mentioned. So
mm.
still, like this particular person who has got the pro version would be shown up, or the person who is an exact match would be shown up in the
So
order.
here, yeah, when it comes to, as you told, the candidate has all five skill set, right? So that
Hmm.
candidate will be uh,
On the top of the.
because it is a complete relevant profile, right?
Okay,
Yeah, that profile
got
will
it.
be in the first page.
Got it. All right. Yes. So get coming back to the roadmap again.
Mm.
Yeah. The next phase shows as hiring. So here, what happens from the recruiter? What is the transition that is happening, and how is the candidate being transferred to the hiring kind of hiring category or the hiring manager round?
Okay. So once the selection part is done, right? So we usually take a slots from the client candidates. So when they are available for the interview. So based on their availability and based on the interviewer availability, so we will block their calendars. And so before scheduling the interviews, we will be sharing them the JD. Job description. So basically, what happens when we post the job description, the candidates will not read the job description in detail. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so as you told that they will be having only two or three skill set mentioned in their resume, but still by luck, some candidates may get a call from recruiters. So usually whenever we are scheduling the interviews, we will share them the job description and roles and responsibility. Okay, so and we will
Hmm.
ask them to share their updated CV. So,
Got it.
so I would suggest the candidates when they get the JD, right, read the JD and share the updated CV. Reply
Okay.
back to the email
Got it.
because that resume will be attached in the that particular invite to the interviewer because that interviewer will be reading that resume, not a Naukri resume.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So the next phase shows us onboarding. So I feel that this is the kind of a success for the candidate.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a
So
kind
what
of.
what happens?
the candidates.
Yeah. So what happens in this particular kind of time in the
See, in the
roadmap?
onboarding part, see, once the hiring part is done, once they clear all the kind of technical interview and all kind of manager round, so those candidate will be once the HR discussion is also done, salary negotiation. So once everything is done right, so they usually go through this onboarding process. So where the
Hmm.
documentation part will be there and the induction part will be there and onboarding kits will be shared to the candidates and the laptop delivery. Everything will be done in this onboarding process.
Okay. And even the background verification happens on the go, I guess.
Yeah, I am really sorry. I missed that part. So it comes in the hiring process only. So we
Oh.
never pass to the onboarding before we complete the background verification. So nowadays every company has the background verification strictly. Okay, so so what the before HR round also before HR round. So a particular company background verification team will ask for few documents. So once the background verification goes green, right, then only that candidate will be moved to HR discussion. If it is
Hmm.
red, then we need to reject that particular candidate.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So we kind of see a very clear picture of how this particular recruitment happens, that through the life cycle roadmap. So let's go ahead into the next. I mean next point of this particular discussion that we are having. So I have listed down a few mistakes, that common mistakes basically, that are kind of ruining the interviews of our candidates. So I want your kind of justification or kind of validation into this, and kindly shed some light on that. All right, guys, can you guess what could be like a few mistakes that you guys are doing and your interviews are getting I mean rejected or ruined? Like just put it in one word or something like that, like in the chat. Okay, communication skills not focusing. All right. No proper eye contact. Not tailoring the resume to job description. Okay. Nervousness. I'm talking about the interviews, guys. Yes. Proper resume. Okay. Not researching about the company. Okay. Applying without reading the JD. Yes, as Shilpa has mentioned. Okay. Communication skills, unable to explain the projects, not explain a project, communication, confidence, gestures, responsiveness. All right, very well put. So these are there, and we have put some others as well. Let's look into that. All right. So for the interviews, this might look lame though, but and very simple though, but these actually matters a lot. Arriving late or arriving too early, and being underprepared, keeping your phone visible, or like you kind of checking out phone in the interviews and things like that, and not dressing your part, and also like not knowing your CV. That means you're just sending out a resume, but you're not prepared, or not knowing what is inside that, what projects you have added, what skill set that you have added, and things like that. And the next set being bluffing. Okay, I leave it to you, Shilpa, on this. And not preparing with the examples, talking too much in the interview. And for experienced candidates, I guess this is the really very much important thing. Don't badmouth your previous employer, and not having your own questions at the end of your discussion or the interview when asked if you have got any other questions. So any small insights that you want to shed across in this regards, Shilpa?
Yeah, so I would like to tell something about like bluffing. Okay,
Okay.
so as you have already mentioned that he or she should be knowing about I mean like she or her to know the resume. So whatever they
Mm,
have mentioned in the resume, they need to know that what is there in their own resume. So because the interviewer will be going on depth on the
mm,
resume. So whenever they know something about that particular skill or that particular technology, so whatever the knowledge they have, they need to explain. But if you go on very depth without knowing, right? So there, the interviewer will come to know that you are just bluffing. So you're trying to impress the interviewer. Okay,
Mm,
so he or she will come to know, and not preparing for examples, it depends, like it whatever the projects you are done, right? So the person should know how what he had done in that particular project, what was his roles and responsibility. So
mm.
those things he needs to explain properly.
All right. Yes, and the other things are also there, and I guess like our, I mean, the members of IDC, our team over, I call them as in teams many a times. So they know their part, they can research about it, and they will definitely correct those particular mistakes as well. So going forward, uh, the next thing, as I was telling, right, Shilpa, like I will be covering it in the next part. Guys, how many
Mhm.
of you know this particular phenomenon called spraying with respect to the job market and the job search kind of a phase? What does it mean by spraying? Okay, Martin? No. Okay. You'll get to know, Nandana. I'll reveal it. All right. Without the resume. Okay. No. Okay, I sending same resume. Yes, yes, Pradnya, correct. Yes. So it is that spraying means sending the same resume to many jobs or using the same resume to apply to many jobs and then praying to get a response, which doesn't happen. So we generally call it a spray and pray, right? So don't use the same resume to apply for all the job, like many jobs out there, because that doesn't work. Just see the rhyming, guys. Like it is like spray and pray. Funny, right? Yeah. So yes, have you got any comments on this, Shilpa? Because you were
Yeah.
talking at that time, but I kind of interrupted in between.
Yeah, so it's very clearly mentioned that spraying and praying. I mean, like, see, nowadays when we post, as a recruiters, we post a job posting, not only for one requirement, like we will be having many requirements. So what candidates do, so usually in Naukri or in LinkedIn, right? So they get this easy apply option. Okay.
Hmm.
So they don't even spend 2 or 3 minutes to read out the JD.
In LinkedIn, if I'm not wrong, correct?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
LinkedIn. So
Okay. Okay.
just go and apply it. In an hour, they will get almost all like 10, 15 jobs. They'll just use one resume and they will go ahead and apply. But they will never get call from the recruiters because that they need to mention that particular skill set, whatever is there in the JD. So then only they can get the response from particular the company or the recruiters. So I
Believe
would
it or
suggest.
not, sorry to interrupt. Believe it or not, I used to do the same thing. A few years back, I used to use that. Like I got an advice though that like go ahead and apply for 50 jobs a day. Why not? Like there could be one job like visible or like your application would be visible to a recruiter. But no, my luck didn't work over there. I didn't get any call.
Yeah, because previously there was no concept of ATS. Okay, so
Mm.
now the ATS concept is there. So it is very less chance they get a response from the recruiters.
Yes, yes, yes. Perfect, guys. As Nandana mentioned, right, like in the chat, this is a new term. Maybe learn about it, spread it across, spray this particular information to everyone. This can be sprayed. That is the awareness. So go ahead and spray this information to people that not to follow the spraying phenomenon. All right.
They can spend 5 minutes. That's it. They can change the resume and
Yeah,
they can apply.
that is the next slide that I'm going to have. Guys, tailor your resume to match the job description. That is where all the keywords lie in. Use that. tailor your resume, you have got higher chances to get shortlisted. Cool, wonderful. So, next, Shilpa, I've got one other thing to discuss, which is the important one, ATS resume template. I want your insights into this. So, I've got two resumes. I want you to kind of let me know, according to you, which one is the better one, which is an ATS compliant resume template.
Okay.
The
Coming
one
to
that I am kind of hovering my mouse, or the
yeah.
one which is having the green color two column resume.
So I would think, I mean, like my preference will go for the right side, the first resume which is there, which is in a
Okay.
very simple format.
You
Okay.
mean this one, right? Which where I'm
Yes,
hovering
yes,
my
the
mouse.
first,
Okay.
yes, yes,
Okay.
the left side resume.
All right. So I guessed it
Maybe.
right.
Yeah, 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 that's right.
All right. So as you mentioned, right, let's dive deep into this and kind of break it. Why this is ATS compliant and why did you prefer this? All right.
Okay.
You can tell us like what actually caught your eye in this particular resume and why is it an ATS compliant resume template for you?
Okay. See, basically, when I go through this resume, right, it is a very simple and it is a readable resume for me. Okay. So I can directly see about the candidate's domain expertise. So I no need to search on what domain he had worked because he had already mentioned in the first page of this resume and he had highlighted his the domain expertise. So that will be
Mm-hmm.
the plus point. And coming to the key skills. Okay, so coming to the key skills, he had specifically mentioned the key skills like what programming skill he is in having an experience. So what are the ML tools he had worked, and so data tools, and what are the cloud platforms he had worked. So when the candidate is mentioning these key skills, right? So in for the ATS also, it is very easy to scan those particular key skills. Okay,
Mm,
and coming to the experience part, so usually, right, so the ATS will follow, I'm like, chronological format. Okay,
mm.
it is called as a reverse
Reverse chronology. Yes.
chronological format. So it's a
Mm.
kind of a history. So when
Yes.
it comes to their experience, right, they need to mention their recent experience. So it is clearly they have mentioned in this resume about the company and
Mm,
location and
mm.
the dates also they have mentioned very clear from when to when the candidate had worked on this particular organization. So it is very
Yes.
easy for ATS to identify.
Okay. And yes, you were telling about the projects as well, like the project section. So I have a
Hmm.
question over here as we talk about it. How many projects are good to have on a resume?
Okay. So when it comes to the freshers, right? So they can put somewhere around 2 to 3 projects. So it may be academic projects, internship projects, including that
Okay.
2 or 3 projects they can mention. Okay. When
Okay.
it comes to an experienced person, so
Mm-hmm.
usually it depends like 4 plus 5 plus years of experience. They will be working on many projects, right? So I would suggest mention a project which they have worked. I mean, like they have spent more time on that particular
Mm-hmm.
project. So
Okay.
their roles and responsibility should be very depth in that particular project.
Got it. And
Yeah.
also, well, talking about tailoring the resume, guys, I would support while you tailor the resume, you will also have to tailor your projects. So you might have worked on about 8 to 9 projects in your complete job search, and like while you practice and kind of your job search journey, right? At the same time, like you're having 9 projects. So while applying for any particular job role, check out which domain it is, which particular function that you're applying for, and add only relevant projects out there. As mentioned by Shilpa, right? You can add maximum of 4 projects on your resume. So why not you put your best ones, which are kind of relevant to the job that you're applying. So It's not just changing the bullet points on your projects, on your resume, but also changing the projects as well as per the job that you're applying. Okay. So talking about like these things, right? Like I see that project link and presentation link. Will they add value?
Yes, yes, Harish, that is a very most important thing. Okay, so when it comes to this resume, right, it is clearly they have highlighted about their LinkedIn profile and about their portfolio and about
Mhm,
the project link and about the presentation link. Okay, so when I
mhm,
go through this profile, right, before talking to the candidate itself, I can go and check about his uh, skills and what is his presentation skills and all. So by just viewing the presentation skills, I can shortlist this candidate and go ahead and schedule the interview. So I would
mm.
suggest, I mean, like, please use these kind of format. So when it, because these profiles will for sure clear the ATS part. So when it
Okay.
comes to, please don't use this double column resumes, and they should not have this complicated formatting and heavily designed resumes.
Sure, sure. Definitely. And yes, as I see a few questions related to the portfolio. So this particular resume has got the LinkedIn portfolio and the GitHub profiles, I mean links, hyperlinks at the top, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
how much value do they add?
So, as I told you that it is an added advantage. So whenever we share these kind of resume to the technical interviewer, right? So basically, first he will go ahead and check his portfolio, okay,
Hmm.
and his GitHub portfolio. So they will come to know about his experience level. So how good he is in the skill set. So that will be an added advantage for the candidates.
Okay. Okay, while we are talking, I just saw a message in the chat. So some person is having an animation and VFX kind of field experience and also trying out for the data analyst. So I'd like to answer that question. It is that like if you have got that expertisement, why not you utilize that skill set in order to design your uh, presentation by using B-rolls, and you can make your presentation video too good and add it to your portfolio. That will add more weightage and also more value, and it kind of catches an eye of the interviewer, and while interviewing you can showcase that particular skill of yours. So portfolio does help you a lot in this particular case. All right. So Shilpa, I have another question. So it was asked from the questions that we have sourced from the IDC members earlier. Okay. So there are a few people who are looking for career switch or career transition. Okay. But they are afraid to post about their learnings and their projects on LinkedIn
Hmm.
because they feel that their manager at present work would look into it and they kind of questions them or feel bad about it, and they are not posting it. While in that scenario, how do they kind of tackle the situation and kind of stand out of the crowd and try to utilize the resume to the best?
Okay. See, it is not about, not showcasing their projects on LinkedIn. So when it
Mhm.
comes to, see, when they're doing the projects on their own portfolio or GitHub or any other portfolio, okay, so they are trying to upgrade their self. They are trying to upgrade their skills, okay. So they are doing the freelancing skills. There is no harm or there is no harm to any for the particular company, okay. So because they're not posting their any of their internal projects, okay, so because the
Mhm.
candidates are doing their own own freelancing project to upgrade themselves. So those kind of projects, I think, that won't harm, so they can update in LinkedIn or so they can showcase that. So
Okay.
they can upfront they can mention them that to upgrade or to upskill my technical skills. So I have done the own projects for myself. So like that they can put into the interview.
Okay. And I also feel that like while talking about this, I got this thought. So if you are kind of adding your project link and presentation link and your over here, so guys, if you are in the stage where you are not adding your projects because of the inferiority or the fear of your manager, what you'll have to do is it is very simple. Make a portfolio website. You don't need to post it on LinkedIn. You can have it for yourself. Okay, and that link can be that link can be hyperlinked to your resume, and you can add your projects over there, and you have it on your resume already. And talking about the project link over here you can add that particular project to GitHub repository of yours, and that link can be put over here. And talking about the presentation link, right? So don't just think that you will have to put it on LinkedIn and that link need to be put over here. What you can do is you can upload your video onto YouTube and keep it as unlisted. And that unlisted link, right, YouTube link, you can put it over here. And also there are another websites where you can go ahead and kind of uh, upload your videos, and that video link you can put it over here, right? So this is the way to tackle situations like that for the career transitions. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Shilpa, that you have dropped in a lot many insights on this. But however, we'd like to listen what should not be on the resume. That again being said, the red flags for a resume with respect to the ATS software.
Okay, so the first thing, so I would like to tell that don't use, I mean, like, try to use a very simple words on the resume. Don't use
Hmm.
shortcuts. So
Hmm.
never use shortcut words.
The
Okay.
abbreviations you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, don't use, I mean, like, heavily designed formattings on the resumes. And as it is already mentioned in this particular resume, the skill set.
Hmm.
So please
Hmm.
do use these kind of formats to highlight the skill set. And
Okay.
they
You
need to
mean the
mention
categorizing, right?
categories. Yeah,
Okay.
categorizing should be done properly.
Okay.
Okay. And
Perfect.
certifications, they need to
Okay.
update their certification achievements.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Good enough. And talking about the formatting, right? I have listed down a few points. Just tell me if they are right or not. So, talking
Okay.
about this, they should not have tables. They should not have colors. They should not have charts or graphs. And finally, pictures,
Yes.
right?
Yes, these they should avoid.
Yeah.
It
So
should
I have
avoid
read about
these.
this, but however, I'd like to know the reality that in the ATS software, right, when there is a table or any of these that we see on the screen, right? Okay, one
Hmm.
moment. Any of these that we see on the screen, right? If they are there, basically the ATS software is something that it parses the resume from top to bottom, right?
Bottom. Yeah.
And whenever I mean, the software come across any of these, the parsing will stop at that moment, and whatever is being captured until there, that is only recorded and the rest is
Yes.
gone.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I
It
want a
happens.
validation from the real person who is using the ATS.
No, no,
So
that really happens. That really happens
okay.
because in day-to-day activity, we usually use the ATS software, right? So
Hmm.
we usually get these kind of resumes only. There's too much of, I mean, like editing form, I mean, like highlighting the a few particular skill sets.
Hmm.
Those resumes, right? Uh, the percentage, I mean, like whenever
Hmm.
it comes, so in ATS, right, that will show the percentage. So
Got it.
80% match, 60%
Got it.
match. Okay, so when it
Hmm.
comes to 60%, right, so usually we don't consider those kind of profiles. When it is 80 plus, right, we will consider those kind of profiles. So the
Okay.
ratings will be done on the.
That being said, you guys as in a recruiters would be setting a benchmark, and any score above that would be considered.
Yes, yes,
Okay, get it.
because
And what is the
automatically.
common score that you mentioned? Like as in an average, right? Whatever the jobs that you are kind of posting, and you'd be setting a score on your ATS systems, right? On an average, right? What do you mention? What is the score that you look forward for?
See, basically, we will consider 80%. whatever the 80% rating resumes we will get it, those resumes will be considered. Below
Okay.
80, below 80 will not be considered.
Okay. Okay. Get it.
Yeah.
And may I know what is the like you can answer or you can skip this, but I wanted to know, and also like a whole all of the participants are interested to know what is the ATS software you use at Value Labs?
See, basically, they have n number of ATS. Okay, there are n number of ATS like Greenhouse and like Scout,
Mm-hmm.
and we do have Resume Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there are n
So
numbers.
at
See, every ATS follows the same rule. Every
okay.
ATS follows. It is not that different ATS follows the different rule, because they particularly they have built like that. Whatever the ratings they are going to get it, based on that only the profiles will be shortlisted.
Okay. So, can I take something that like the ones which you have mentioned, your ATS, I mean, you are using one among those ATS softwares.
Yes, yes, you can consider
All right.
any one of.
All right. Thank you. All right. So, according to you, what is the best length of an resume? How many pages should it be?
So, when it comes to the resume, right, so I would suggest 1 to 2 pages. Don't go more than 2 pages. So,
All right.
no one
Yes.
will be having that much time to read three pages of resume. So, I would
Okay.
suggest 1 to 2 pages.
Yes, again, like we get to listen this very frequent on all the reels on Instagram and everywhere as such. So on an average, right, like it is said that a recruiter or a HR or a hiring manager get to see, or the time taken by them to go through a resume is maximum of 6 seconds. Is that true? And if that is true, what are the different sections that you focus on, or you kind of concentrate on the resume?
Yeah, yes, that is true. Basically, when it comes to the resume, right, the first thing we will check for the domain expertise. It is already
Okay.
mentioned, and the key skills, and the projects. Projects, we will
Mhm.
go through the projects, and their academics will be already there. So
Mhm.
first thing, we will focus on the domain part. Okay, when it
Mhm.
comes to a service-based organization, right? Basically, they look for a domain expertise. Okay,
Okay.
and about the projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So talking about that, my last question with regards to the resumes would be, in education, right? Is it really important to mention the score, the CGPA or percentage or whatever the score that they have attained?
See, in this, I don't want to comment anything because
Okay.
a different company has a different way. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, see, in Value Labs, we don't concentrate on their percentage. So
All right.
basically, we focus on their technical skills and expertise.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like don't want you to get into in depth about it if you're not comfortable about that, because as you mentioned, it is a very, very broad thing where different companies kind of take it in a different way. So I
Yeah.
respect that. All right. So, guys, like you might be having a question that uh, if I am an experienced candidate, I have worked in, say, suppose like four different organizations, and my resume is not fitting into one or two pages. How do I make that into one or two page, right? So don't
Yeah.
worry about it. We got you covered. So there is one LinkedIn post from Austin Belchak, right? So he has really put a LinkedIn post very well articulated, and how to make your resume into one or two pages maximum. So to get to that particular LinkedIn post, here's the QR code. You can go ahead and kind of scan that and save that particular LinkedIn post. It will really going to help you in order to kind of like make your resume into a proper length. All right. So talking about referrals, Shilpa, like a lot many people have this question: will referrals really work? And how? If yes, how? How
Okay.
it need to be kind of asked, or like, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so referrals, they really works out. Okay, so coming to referrals, right? There are different kind of referrals. Okay, so whenever we get a referrals, so usually we get a kind of referrals. See, the person should be known to that particular person who is referring. So those kind of reference, right, will be little bit weightage. So just for
Mm-hmm.
an example, you are in Value Labs. I am a recruiter in a Value Lab. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you have one of your friend looking out for the job, and so you have seen the job posting in LinkedIn. Okay, so that
Mm-hmm.
particular, I mean, like the friend of you, so he had asked you to refer. So because you already know that person, so what you will do? So you will directly share his or her resume to me, and so what we will do? So we will contact that referrals. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this is the kind of one referral, and there is a one more type of referral. So nowadays in LinkedIn, right? So they are asking for the referrals. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so when it comes to these kind of referrals, right? So I would suggest the candidates. So please don't ask the referrals in very short form. Okay.
Okay.
First, they need to understand the, like know the person. So
Mm-hmm.
what is his designation?
Mm-hmm.
So from which background he is. So try to text, I mean, like write a formal message or an email to ask the, I mean, like first you build a rapport with that particular person. Okay. So friendly rapport would give a plus point whenever you are asking for the referral when he is unknown to you.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes, talking about it, so I can take it as yes, the referrals work, but if asked in a right way, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Wonderful. I'd like to share one small kind of an instance which happened to me recently. So, guys, like what happened? I have recently received a kind of an message, a DM on my LinkedIn, asking that like hi and a resume, and that's all, nothing else. So, do that person really think that I need to guess what to do with the resume? No, right? I'll just ghost it because I don't care, because that person is not taking a time in order to tell what I need to do or how can I help him, right? So another DM was something that hi resume, refer me into your company.
Hmm.
So is it my work to go ahead and check out the career portal or the job portal, internal job portal, and check out first? I need to go through his resume. I need to understand to which job that candidate is really matching, and then I need to go ahead and apply for that or refer to that particular job. No, right? Why would I do that? Because I don't know that person, and also he's not kind of giving me a clear statement or clear information of what he is looking forward for. I don't know that person at all. So why would I take that effort or the strain to go ahead and go look into his resume, then research into the job portal, check out the matching job, and then apply? No, I won't do that. Rather, how you can do that, I'll tell you. Go ahead, write a proper message, tell what you have done, your expertise, your projects, and everything as such. And then also tell, I have been following you on LinkedIn from quite long good time, and you have been kind of giving such a good information out there, which is really good. And also I have gone onto your company career portal, I have looked into jobs which I am matching to, and this I have found one, and this is the job ID. So, would you be able to go ahead and refer me to that job? At this moment, if I see some message like this, I would take some effort out because that is a properly articulated message, right? He has actually worked on his particular application, and he has been requesting that I have done so and so work, and kindly do the last mile to me by referring out to that particular job, right? At that time I will take that effort, I will take that time, and I'll put that effort in order to refer. But if you are just putting out a message, hi and a resume, and leave it, I am definitely going to ghost you guys, or anyone will be doing that. So never do that. That is not the right way to ask the referral.
Yeah,
All
usually
right.
I would suggest freshers. So please don't do that. So every recruiters, I mean, like they will be having 100 plus of messages every day from freshers or any experienced. So put it in a very formal way. I think that will be very helpful.
All right. Cool. Okay, someone asked for this particular QR code, so I've brought it up again. But don't worry, guys. This particular post and the QR code would be put on IDC Discord, so you can take it from there in the general discussions channel. All right. So next comes like, guys, guess this. What are the different categories of job seekers are there in the market out now? I have categorized into three. I have categorized them into three. So guess what are the different categories of job seekers? Okay, fresher. All right. Career gap. Okay, career transitions. All right. All right. The final one, experience. Wonderful. Wonderful, Revanti. All right. Yes, yes, guys. So these are the three categories that we see in the market right now: freshers, career switchers or career transitions, and the experienced professionals. So I've been talking to a lot many hiring managers out there, and I have got certain feedbacks from them because I am a talent manager inside Code Basics, and I've been in talks with them, and I have kind of recommended and referred candidates to different job roles out there. So I also take a feedback from them, right? So while taking a feedback, I have got certain insights from them, which are like on the negative side, where I've put it I've collected them and put it in the next slides. So those are basically the mistakes done by different sets of candidates. I have categorized them into three different: freshers, career transitions, or career switchers, and experienced professionals. Let's go ahead and quickly see into different types of mistakes that these categories are doing, and I want you to know them and not to do them. All right. So first, the common mistakes done by freshers. So the first one is they rely mostly on their academic knowledge and they don't focus on the practical projects. So that is not a right way, guys. In your education, in your colleges, universities, you learn a lot of academic concepts, but try to implement them by working on the projects. So you might ask me, where do you find the projects, right? So the projects are found on different websites. One example that I give is, because we follow that, Code Basics resume project challenges are there. So those are the projects where you can implement your learnings, right? That is one. Second, Maven Analytics projects is there. Third, you have got FP20 challenge. Fourth, on Kaggle, you have got a lot many data sets. You can use them, right? So the go ahead and use your academic knowledge, implement them onto the projects that you are doing, and then showcase them on your LinkedIn and put it onto your portfolio. So that being said, the next point is, not many are having their portfolios to demonstrate their skills. So, Silva, on this note, I would like to know one thing. So, when you are hiring for freshers, right, out of say 100 people, 100 applications, how many candidates or resumes you find having portfolios? Shilpa, you are on mute.
Yes, I'm sorry, Harish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coming to the portfolio, when we are hiring the fresher candidates, right? So basically, there are very few, a few candidates mention their portfolios, because as you have already mentioned previously, like they only mention their academic projects. Okay,
Okay.
so coming to academic projects, they may just copy that project and paste it. They have not really,
Mm-hmm.
they may have not really worked. So I would
Mm-hmm.
suggest please try to work on like a freelancing projects. So there
Mm-hmm.
they can know more about the technology and learn something. I mean, like whatever the trends going on, the new technologies, right? Just go through
Mm-hmm.
that so that keep them updated.
Got it. And talking
Portfolio
about
will
portfolios, yeah, the number,
uh,
if at all you have received 100 applications, how many of them have got portfolios on their resume?
So in 100 applications, so maybe I will get 10 to 20 profiles. That's
Okay.
it.
All
Yeah.
right. So that is still a good number. Maybe I would say like most of them are from our Indian data community. I mean Indian data club only. Yes, yes.
Oh,
So we kind of encourage everyone to have their portfolios ready because that is something that we want them to stand out of the crowd. So most of them are having, but still, if someone is not having a portfolio, please build portfolios, guys. And yes, while we are on this, I again have one question, Shilpa. Uh,
hmm.
this is related to the resume thing again. So
Okay.
uh, how would you kind of value a virtual internship compared to a real internship? Because nowadays we find a lot many virtual internships because of the like the market out there. There is a high unemployment, right? But
Hmm.
still, like there are opportunities where like people are getting virtual internships.
Okay.
One example that I would say is in Code Basics only, as in a part of a boot camp, we provide a virtual internship, which is a simulation of a real internship. So,
Okay.
would you value the virtual internship? If yes, how would you kind of consider them, these candidates, over people who are not having internship?
Okay. See, when it comes to a virtual internship, right? So basically, so we will check their, I mean, like what kind of projects they have done. So what was the roles and responsibility he had done in that particular internship. So those
Okay.
things we will check for that particular candidate. Okay. So
Hmm.
nowadays, the internships also, they're just getting online and they're just adding on their resumes. Okay.
Okay.
So
Sorry to interrupt. Do you mean that like by your last statement, do you mean that there are a few kind of organizations out there who are
yeah,
actually kind of posting that go ahead, come, upload a project, pay
yeah,
99 rupees or pay
yes.
499 rupees, and you get a internship certificate. So are you
Certification.
talking about those?
Yeah, yeah, I'm just
Okay.
something about like that only. So there are so many I mean like those kind of projects. So nowadays
Uh-huh.
the can freshers are very eager to get the job. So they're
Hmm.
taking shortcuts. So I would
Hmm.
suggest don't go for shortcuts. So spend some time, do the internships in a reputed organization or
Hmm.
any start companies. So
Hmm.
they will get a real-time experience. Okay, so
Okay.
when they get real-time experience, right, they will have that ability to explain about the projects. So in that
Okay.
during that time, the person who is going to take an interview, right? So he will understand, yeah, this guy has some technical knowledge and like he had really worked on that particular project.
Got it. So here, again, I want to bring up one other point, Shilpa. There are certain organizations which provide virtual internships in a proper order where it is a real simulation of how a real internship happens. But
Yeah,
yet again, it is a virtual internship because for a huge number of learners or huge
mm,
number of people out there, to give a
mm,
real internship inside a physical office space is impossible. So in
yeah,
that case, a virtual internships are provided, but however, the standard is really high. Okay.
yeah.
So how would you differentiate? Is it that like in an interview, you would be asking the right questions, and if the candidate is kind of providing you the answers in a confident way, what are the tasks being completed, and
Yeah.
what are the insights or the learnings that they have got it from that internship, and that time you would consider it, or like you take all the internship virtual internships on a common ground.
No, no, we do consider those kind of internships because see nowadays many companies are remote. Okay,
Hmm.
so from beginning itself the companies are remote. So we do consider reputed internships. Virtual internships are considered for freshers. So in Value
Okay.
Labs we do consider.
All right. So in again adding one more point to that. So there are
Hmm.
people who are kind of looking for a career transition. So for
Hmm.
those people, they are already having an experience in their previous organization, maybe in a non-tech, but still
Oh,
they want to transition into a tech field right now, or like kind of like into a data fields out there. So
hmm.
for them as well, these internships and say suppose internships or virtual internships or whatever, the internship matters or not.
Yeah, that matters because see when the candidate is from non-technical background, right? So when it comes to I mean like data analyst role or something,
Hmm.
for sure the non-technical guy will also work on any data only, right? So he knows what is data. So see, he need to tackle smartly here. So when he is trying to switch the career, right? So he need to mention that he had work on this particular data. He had used this data tools. Okay, so those things he
Okay.
need to mention in the resume,
Okay.
and he
Got
need
it.
to keep himself updated, and he need to learn about the these data tools.
Got it. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm really sorry that like we are running out of time. Already we have run out of time, but however, the discussion is really interesting. That's the reason like I am kind of diving deep. I hope you're getting the right value. But still, like we would be taking Q&A, but maybe like I'll try to wrap it up and say suppose like maximum of 5 minutes, and then we would be open for Q&A for 10 minutes, and we can end the session. Just please bear with me. I hope you are getting the right value out there. All right. So going ahead with the mistakes from the freshers, Shilpa. Uh, yes, lack of portfolio is there, and understanding of basic concepts is not there. So this is something that I've got a feedback certainly in some candidates. So they are prepared with a lot many different kind of concepts which are high level, but however they are missing out with the foundational knowledge. So that is really required because when coming to a recruiter kind of a recruiter round, right, or screening round, you would be asked basic foundational questions. If you are not able to clear that and you are having a high level kind of an understanding about the tool, that is not working. First you need to have your foundational knowledge in place, foundational skills in place, and then only you can go ahead with the next level of the expertise in the tool. All right. So next is not researching about the company and the job before applying. So there were a few questions in the chat where like, how do I know about the domain of the job? How do I know about what is the function that I'd be working? Right. So here's your answer. You need to research about the company before applying for the job. You need to read the job description before applying for the job. That is how you get to know what domain is the company in and what is the function this particular job role is directing towards. So this is something that you need to research by yourself. No one would come and tell you that information. Yet again, there will be a certain good recruiters like Shilpa who would respond to your emails or messages telling about deep information about what domain, what kind of function it is, but not every recruiter or hiring manager would answer that. And finally, listing the fake skills on your resume. So here, one instance is that like at my very early age, right? Uh, I had to create my resume. So what I did, I didn't knew what is a resume. I didn't knew what to have on a resume. One of my friend really like created a very good resume. Like at least I felt it is a really good one. So what I did is I copied it. I just changed the name, and then I have tried to apply for two to three internships at my very early stage. That is like I guess first second year of my engineering, right? That after appearing for two interviews, right, it was a nightmare for me because in that interview I really got very badly bashed by that particular interviewer, that because my friend and me both appeared to that interview and both were having the same resume, only the change in both the resumes is the name, right? So don't do that, guys. Take me as an example where like this should not be done anytime. Okay, so don't list fake skills on your resume because that doesn't work. When recruiters and HRs, everyone would be having good knowledge into like what is the skill set that they are interviewing for. So they have got their questions to ask, and when they ask those questions, they really can figure out if that candidate is having that skill set in them or not by looking into your answers to those questions. So be very cautious about adding skills onto your resume. All right. Final one is inability to explain the projects clearly. So I've seen many of you have actually mentioned that, like, what are the when I have asked what are the mistakes in an interview, right, earlier in the previous slides. So you have mentioned, so you already knew what are the mistakes you're doing. So if you are doing a project by yourself, you need to know what is your project, how you have done, how to explain those insights, and what is the step by step process that you have taken in order to complete that particular project. It is very simple. It is just like you are explaining your project to a friend of yours just in front of your screen, or who is sitting just in front of you. Just practice it by recording yourself in a phone or sitting in front of a mirror. That will definitely help you in improving your project explanation. Or we have actually started a project explanation channel in IDC Discord, so you can join that and definitely participate in that, and you would be getting feedback from the peers of yours or the members of IDC. And we are thinking about a few captains, or like people who are already having expertise in project explanations. They will give you certain insights on how to do that. So join certainly like these particular channels, and you will definitely get proper guidance on how to explain your projects better. All right, next, let's get on to the common mistakes by the career switchers or the career transitions. Again, this might look common for the freshers as well, because it is more aligning towards there. Okay, one thing is people are not linking their past experience to the new role. Again, being said, if at all you have worked in any function, say suppose sales or marketing, okay, and you have worked with some kind of a data out there, and you know what are the KPIs in that particular domain, right? So you have already got a good business knowledge about that particular domain and the function already. So you also know what is the data. You have read the data. It's just that you have learned the technical expertise right now, how to work on that particular data, and can make a dashboard by yourself. So why not you write your experience in relevance to this particular new job that you are applying, right? So that will help you. So say suppose a person is having experience in sales, okay, and he is applying for a sales analyst job. So consider yourself as experienced candidate in that, but if you are applying for a sales analyst job, because you are already having a sales experience, if asked questions in an interview, you will be able to go ahead and answer those questions, right? And I suppose, Shilpa, you cannot contradict on this, because if a person is confidently answering certain questions about the KPIs, about the business and domain,
Yeah.
with relevance to the technical aspect, and he is
Yeah.
confident in answering, and he is having a technical expertise as well, so he is
Yeah.
considered as an experienced candidate for that particular job, if I'm not wrong, even if he
Yes,
is a
yes, we
career
do
transition.
consider. Yes, yes, we do consider.
Thank you for validating that. And next is creating a portfolio. So now you are a career transition person, that you have come from a non-tech or like any other domain out there, and you are trying to switch into a data profile. So how would you kind of justify your role, that you are fit for this particular job? By showing your expertise, by demonstrating your skills. How do you do that? By having a portfolio. So have projects on your portfolio, tailor your portfolio as well according to the job that you're applying. Certainly, if at all you're focusing on, say, suppose sales analyst jobs, try to have more finance projects, try to have more sales related projects, try to have more entrepreneurial types of projects on your portfolios. That will help. All right, next, not highlighting the transferable skills. So I have got this question earlier that, like, sir, I am from a non-tech background. I've got, say, suppose like 5 years of experience, and should I consider myself as an experienced or like kind of a fresher? Why I would kind of have a question in return for you. Why would you consider yourself as a fresher when you are having these particular very like unique skills that a fresher is not having? That is the problem solving skill set. That is a already you're having a maturity of working in a corporate. already you are having a proper understanding and leadership skills, right? You have got gold, right? Try to leverage that, add those particular points onto your resume. And again, that being said, don't add it into the key skill section. Adding leadership in your key skill section doesn't work. You will have to put your leadership kind of an skill set through an achievement in your job, right? And that should seem something like you have led a team of 3 people or 5 people in order to kind of achieve in order to resolve a problem and achieve a desirable outcome for the company. That is a leadership skill that you are having. So add certain relevant bullet points like that under your experience that will add more value. Like Shilpa, have you got anything to add to this, or have you got any contradiction to this?
See, I would suggest you have already mentioned that. So, when the person is experiencing one particular domain, right? So, it is
Mm,
not that he should not consider himself that I should be, I'm like, I should join as a fresher in the technical domain.
mm,
Okay. So, he can use that experience, the previous
got it.
experience, whatever he had worked, right? So, he can use that experience, just little bit technical, whatever the skill sets he needs, right? Just add in that experience and try to explain about that particular role.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for adding that. Next, focusing too much on the tools instead of the business impact. So, guys, when you're kind of transitioning, you already got your tools learning, right? You are already learning, but also you will have to focus more on the domain and the business value that you are getting onto that particular company. So focus that more and try to answer questions relevant to that. You are strong at business domain knowledge. Say suppose you would be getting more priority. All right, so focus on that. And next, not spending time on learning or certifications like data science or SQL. So say suppose like you are not giving proper time into your learning. And again, coming down to certifications, I have a question to Shilpa, but after 1 or 2 points, I'll be asking that. So guys, like give proper time into learning the skills and try to validate or kind of support it with the certifications. Again, certifications being said, have certifications from reputed organizations? That is a question that I have to you, Shilpa. So,
Uh,
what kind of certifications do you kind of consider? Is it that like any course completion certificate you prefer, or any certifications that you get or like a person gets after completing an assessment? Say, suppose like certifications from Microsoft, Cisco, and Salesforce. Only those would be added advantage for the candidature.
See, for the experienced candidate, so I would go for this Google Data Analyst certifications, IBM Data
Okay.
Analyst certification, Microsoft.
Mhm.
When it comes to freshers, right? So they can try to do some normal certifications in Coursera, Data Camp. So once they are experienced, right? So they
Mhm.
can go for these higher level product-based company certification. So that will
Got
be
it.
an added advantage for them.
Got it. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you. And next, the final part, like, guys, whoever are in the phase of career transition, right? You know why you are transitioning, right? So you need to be ready to answer that question in a very, very, very professional way, and also in a clear state of mind that you need to answer that question in the interview. So in this regards, if you are asked that like why are you transitioning from so and so kind of a job role to this job role, don't badmouth your previous employer. Don't tell that the culture is bad. Don't just tell random things out. Try to put it out in a genuine way, what has led to this particular transition. Something like you want to upskill, you want to kind of, you are looking for a growth, or say suppose like if you really had a very tough time in your previous organization, then mention. But don't just like that mention that like you are looking for a career transition or directly. All right. Finally, for the experienced candidates, don't explain concepts in depth or make it complicated. Keep it very simple. I know this is the kind of mindset that people kind of get into when they know a lot about certain concept. They try to explain it explain it in in-depth kind of conversations. Don't do that, because that is not going to fetch you anything. It is going to just consume a lot of time in the interview. Next is assuming past experience alone is enough for preparing for the specific job. So past experience alone will not kind of help you. Along with that, you will have to kind of upskill, and also you will have to be relevant to the job that you are applying. So go ahead and kind of upskill and only apply to the jobs that you are kind of fit or relevant to, not satisfying, not staying updated with the modern trend. So this again, you will have to be updated, guys, in this particular generation right now. If you are not kind of upskilling with the trend happening, right, you will be left out. We don't know when you would be getting laid off, right? So don't do that. Always go ahead and try to search for a time for yourself for upskilling. At least give 1 hour a day for your upskilling. All right. Relying too much on outdated tools like Excel instead of learning new roles. So this concept is called resistance to change, right? In most companies, right? Senior, you get to see news like senior managers or senior most employees are getting laid off. This is the reason they are resisting to change, because if you still stay with the same old kind of techniques and same old tools, right, the your competitor will go ahead of you, and you will be left back. So no business would like to stay behind. So in that case, they will even though you're having a lot of experience, they don't want you. They will leave you. You will be getting laid off. All right. Next is not showing leadership or teamwork skills for senior roles. So you need to showcase this skill as well on your resume as well as in the interviews. So try to explain it in a better way. And finally, do not ignore the importance of the technical tests. So when you're applying for any job and you're presenting yourself in front of a manager or the hiring manager, always be prepared. Brush up your skills in the technical expertise, and then attend an interview. Don't just like that, like go ahead and try to attend an interview. Okay. So, all right. Thank you. So, guys, if you have found this particular session really interesting, we'd love to go ahead and post about the session on LinkedIn by tagging Indian Data Club, and also Shilpa and me and the whole IDC team can be tagged. And this way, you will be making more people aware about about what is happening in the industry and how Indian Data Club is going to help the data community out there. And you being the pioneers, right, of this particular club. So you are our warriors basically, in order to make a lot many other people aware about what are the trends happening and what are the mistakes that they are doing in order to rectify them and also make themselves corrected. So you can go ahead and kind of tag us and Indian Data Club and make them aware. All right. So, guys, if you feel that you can contribute and you can join us by being a speaker, or you know some speakers who can kind of join us in order to deliver any sessions, like how Shilpa has joined us today, right? Please fill out this form by scanning this QR. And also, if you want to be a host like me today, there is an opportunity for you as well to host a session. So please fill out this form and show your interest. We'll look into your uh, I mean form fillings, and we will get in touch with you, and we can take it forward from there. So if take a quick screenshot of this particular screen, and you can fill the form later as well. And people who have not joined Discord yet and who have not followed us on LinkedIn, here are the QR codes, so you can join us. And now we are open for questions. So put out your questions in the chat, or yeah, chat would be better. Yes. All right. So there's a question from Sunil that, hi Shilpa and the Code Basics team. Okay, here we are IDC team, Sunil. All right. So I hope you are doing well. I would like to clarify whether it's appropriate to highlight my previous IT technical skills to senior data analyst as well. And a few more questions. Some companies have a 90 days notice period, but they require the but they required the job seekers joining in 30 days. How can it be handled? How many interview rounds are typically involved in a senior data analyst role? All right. So talking about these things, right? Like regarding the very first question, that would it be appropriate to highlight my previous IT technical role? We have already answered it in the session. So yes, you will have to highlight them. Second point, how to tackle the 90 days notice period. So I would answer that, and Shilpa, you can add to it, or you can kind of contradict that and kind of provide your answer to that as well. So talking about the 90 days notice period, even though Shilpa, like I just wanted to kind of close my eyes and tell this. So guys, if you are having a 90 days notice period, right? Still, even though you're having it, go ahead and upload. You have a notice period of 30 days on job portals. So that will help you get calls. And present yourself in front of the interviewer and clear the interview, and try to or in the intermediate stage of the interview, try to explain the recruiter that you have got another 60 days of notice period, and if you are really a good fit to that organization, the recruiter would vouch for you and kind of give you a consideration. But if at all they are time sensitive, they would kind of ignore for the moment. But definitely, if there is any other opportunity coming forward in the future, they would consider you. And second way of dealing this is, if you are in an organization and you're say suppose like, okay, consider these companies like Cognizant, Capgemini, and other like say suppose Tech Mahindra and other service based companies, right? All TCS. These companies would never relieve people having 90 days notice period before the notice period is ended. So have this in mind. But yet again, you can give a try for it by doing certain steps that I'd be telling right now. Most of the time, 90 days notice period is because there is a dependency. So the role that you're doing right now need to be refilled by someone else. So they will have to find another candidate. Point number one. Point number two, you are already doing certain work that is in middle, right? You can't leave any task in middle. You will have to complete that task. So try to complete that task and report it to your manager, and let them know that, hey, see, like I do get that, like the growth in this particular company is there, but however I'm looking for something more, and I have got certain commitments in my family as well, where I have to leave this organization at the earliest, and I've got another opportunity as well, and I would like to have a, like, early relieving, right? At that time, if you have got a proper rapport with your manager, definitely they would consider. But however, this is conditional, and it depends on you, hiring manager, sorry, your manager, and your recruiter. So this this you will have to tackle it in a very sensitive manner. And Shilpa, you can shed some light on this. And if I am wrong somewhere, you can correct me. But if at all you don't want to comment on something, I would take it as in a green signal for our candidates. But however, maybe you can't, you may not answer that, being in an open discussion now.
Okay. See, when it comes to 90 days notice period, right? So no need to worry in that. So they can attend the interviews. Okay. So they will understand what kind of hiring are happening with the different companies. So they may get the feedbacks on their interviews. So there they can, improve themselves. Instead of not giving the interview, please try to give the interviews.
Got it.
Okay. But 90 days notice period is you have already mentioned whatever it is there. So I would not like to comment anything on this because as it is an open discussion.
All right, sure. Thank you,
Yeah.
Shilpa. But still, like
Yeah.
I would take it as in a positive thing, which I have tell.
Yeah.
I have answered. So, all right, all
I'll
right.
give a
So,
thumbs up on that.
all right. All right. So
Yeah.
the second part of the question, how many rounds of interview? We have answered that in the start of the session. Like for the product based, there would be more number of rounds. But for service based, there are limited number. and it differs from company to company, Sunil. So like it depends. All right. So next question from Ayan. Can a data entry operator land a data analyst job who does not have experience of any industry but have knowledge about the domain and industry? Shilpa, would you like to answer this?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Why not? So when the candidate had worked on a data operator, right, for sure he will be working on Excel. Okay. So he need to upgrade himself. So he need to learn all, I mean, like the data analytics tools. So he need to do some course, and he need to gain some technical knowledge on that particular tools. So in that case, right, so whatever the previous work he had done, right, so instead of mentioning as a data, so he can mention in the new role that, so in the current organization, my job role was a designation was a data operator, but I also used to do some technical stuffs in this particular role. So in that case, he can jump into the technical role into the by using these skills, technical skills.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for putting that out, Shilpa. And next question is GitHub repository portfolio is enough. Until certain aspect, that is enough, Sovik. But however, having a good portfolio, having a eye-catchy portfolio, again, that not being said that the graphics need to be good, but a proper, clear portfolio is better. And in GitHub as well, you can kind of create a website. So try having that. That is going to help. Or there are another platforms as well, which where you can go ahead and build your portfolios. So please do a little research into that, and you can do that. One such that is datascienceportfolio.io is what I remember, but you can go ahead and research about it. All right, so next is how to showcase the change from UPSC to data analyst. So yes, Sonia, there is a video which is actually it is a kind of an interview that Shashank Singh, he's a popular LinkedIn influencer and also a hiring manager at PwC, and he owns a YouTube channel, Learn with Gigs. So he has interviewed a candidate who is having a similar kind of an experience where that female has got about 4 years of gap while she was preparing for the UPSC, and still she was able to crack an interview, right? So look into that particular interview on YouTube, and you will definitely get a lot many insights. All right. So next, Geetika, how you recommend the freshers after completing a resume challenges in Code Basics, and how can we improve the chances to get hired in product-based companies as data analyst role particularly? All right, so here comes a lot much preparation, Geetika, and talking about the resume project challenges. Definitely, as you work on that, and you kind of go ahead and make a video presentation most of the times and post it on LinkedIn. You are already trying to catch an eye of a hiring manager or a recruiter, and after that when you are kind of having that on your portfolio and while applying for the jobs, it is going to add more value. And trying to when you're trying to prepare for the product based companies for data analyst role, it's not just the basic preparation that you will have to do, it is an intense preparation that you will have to do with respect to the behavioral questions, with respect to the logical questions, the guesstimates that you will have to prepare with. So there are a lot many things that you will have to prepare. And definitely, yes, there are a lot many resources on internet as well where you can go ahead and prepare and try to focus more on scenario based questions. That is something that most of the times these particular mang and fang companies look into, because they are going to look into candidates who are problem solvers, because they are looking for certain expertise candidates in certain kind of a technology. So try to dive deep into a technology and then appear yourself in the interviews, and that is going to help you a lot. All right. Next, Ashish told within 10 minutes he will. Okay, sorry. That is not a question though. Okay. Any tips on how to stand out among the top 10 applicants among 1,000 applicants after getting screened with an ATS resume? Shilpa, this is your question.
Okay. So as I have previously mentioned, right? So before applying for that particular job role, right? Just go through the job description very clearly. Okay. So as we will be mentioning the domain details in that particular the JD and the skill set. So please do mention those skill sets and the domain expertise and the project details. So I would like to tell the candidate like so is this for a fresher or is he an
Yeah,
experienced
for
candidate?
a fresher, for a fresher.
Yeah, so try to highlight the internship projects which we have highlighted about the domain expertise, right? So as much as possible, whatever is mentioned in the JD, right? Please try to put all the keywords. So in that case, that particular resume will be highlighted first.
Got it.
And he or she can also reach out to the particular recruiter on LinkedIn for the
Okay,
reference. Yeah.
got it. All right. So the next question, one moment. Mm, Got answer for the virtual internship, but what in case a physical internship with a paid stipend or an unpaid type having a bond period? So internship is an internship over here, Himanshu, as mentioned by Shilpa. Having an internship and presenting the insights of what you have learned in the internship really matters over there. So as of what you have mentioned, Shilpa, uh, like paid, unpaid, virtual, or real, it all comes down to a point where what that particular person or the candidate has
And
learned from the interview,
from the
or
project.
how that person is kind of presenting that in the interview
That
to the hiring manager.
yes, that matters a lot.
All right. So, talking about a few hackathons or participation projects, Geetika, you have already been doing Code Basic Resume Project Challenge. The other one is FP20 Analytics Challenge. You can find it on LinkedIn. And Maven Analytics Challenge is also there. So, these are predominantly the ones that are happening. But apart from this, if you still want to practice, there is a Workout Wednesday Power BI. Just go ahead and search on Google, and you will be able to find a few scenario based I mean challenges out there for Power BI Tableau, so you can try to practice from there. How you recommend for the freshers? Okay, this is answered. And I work in Cognizant. We do have an option to get released early, but you should have good rapport with your manager. Okay, cool. That was an answer, I guess. Cracking technical interview require one moment. Stacking Cracking technical interview required for the roles proves the ability to hold yourself would be great asset. But why do HRs have the authority to select other candidate just because he is ready to come to a lower pay rate despite having low qualification or skill set? It's unfair. What's your thought? Silva, any insights on this? So there is a person who has cracked the technical interview, and
Mm-hmm.
also he's having an ability to hold himself that particular job offer, but and he's also feeling himself as a good asset for that particular company. But however,
Mm-hmm.
there is a situation for an HR where there is another candidate who actually is good, but not so much as the previous candidate. But however, the candidate who is having good, I mean not expertise, but good level of expertise, good level of technicality, accepted for a lower pay rate, and the HR has actually gone preferred that candidate and left out the one who is really really good for that particular position. And
Okay.
this person is telling that like it is unfair. And what is your thought on that,
Okay.
Pratik?
Yeah. So when it comes to this kind of situation, right? So previously I have already mentioned that as a service-based company, right? So they have a particular budget for that particular project. Okay. For that, so if the candidate is, is beyond the budget, right? So we don't have that leverage to take that candidate because it will be a billing loss for that particular company, right? So in that case, if there is another, he had mentioned that there is another candidate who is technically good, but not good like him, okay, but
Hmm.
still they have considered. So see, because we will consider that candidate because maybe technically in future he can upgrade himself and he is within our budget. So for sure recruiters will consider that candidate. So because maybe
Hmm.
that is just because of budget.
Got it.
If it is,
Got
if
it.
he tries for a product based, right, they may consider Pratik or whoever
Got it. Got
technically
it.
strong. Yeah.
Thanks for answering that, Shilpa. Okay. Uh, I'm just scrolling down for the more questions. What are the seasons or time period when the companies usually hire freshers for data field roles? Silva, like what is the time period like frequently you have, right, in a calendar year? What is the
Yes.
highest hiring time or the hiring
So
spree happens at
usually,
which season?
yeah, usually see from November to December, right? The hiring will be frozen. It will be
Okay.
frozen.
Okay.
And usually you can get the new opportunities from the end of the month of Feb. From Feb, you can try for new opportunities. Yeah,
Okay.
between Feb to August.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shilpa, my final question, and also like I guess like we have really kind of extended our session a lot now. So one final question. So when you are having resumes in front of you, okay,
Hmm.
and we'll take three different scenarios over here. You are having a fresher resume, okay. In
Okay.
order to screen that resume, what do you kind of consider from the fresher candidate? And the same scenario with what do you see in a career transition resume, and what do you see in a experienced candidate resume?
Okay, so coming to the freshers profile, right? So the first thing we will check his academics. Okay,
Okay.
so he's from which organ, I mean, like educational background, we will check. So, which
Mhm.
institute he had what kind of internships he had done. So, those things we will focus more. And coming to a career transaction profile, right? So, what we will do, so basically, we will check their technical skills. So
Go.
how
Okay.
strong, I mean, like the candidate is into the technical part. So basically, you have already mentioned that previously he had worked as a data operator, but he wants to come into technical part, right? So he needs to upgrade himself. So
Okay.
based on his technical skills, we will consider that profile.
Okay. Got it. And how about for the career transition? What is that you look forward for?
So I think career
Especially,
transition I
especially.
have especially, yeah, basically we morely focus on technical skills only. So when he
Okay.
is from non-technical background, so when he wants to move it for a technical background, so candidate should be having a good certifications from a reputed organization, whether it is a
Okay.
product companies like Microsoft, Google. So that will be an added advantage for him.
Got
Yeah.
it. All right. Cool. And for the sorry. And for the experienced candidates, I guess again it is the technical and the leadership qualities that you look forward for.
Leadership qualities, and the candidate should be having this PMP certifications project. So uh,
Okay.
uh, how the experience goes on, right? So for sure, I mean, like he needs to manage the team also. So for that, he
Hmm.
needs to project management certifications.
Hmm. Hmm.
Kind
Got
of
it.
certifications will be I mean, like valid.
Got it. All right. Yes, I've got lot much information today, which I don't know, and I hope our members of IDC as well have got a lot many insights from you today, Shilpa. And thank you so much. I do listen to your kid's voice. He might be waiting for you. So I won't. And thank you so much. Like we have extended about 40 minutes from what we have decided, and thanks for your patience in order to stay back and kind of answer all our questions in a very patient way. And yes, we look forward for another session if possible by with you, maybe in the future. And thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Harish, and thank you for
Yes.
giving me this opportunity. So
No
it is
problem.
something.
We need to thank you because like this insights, right? We won't be getting from anyone else. It is you directly who is sharing this information. So thank you. Yes. And guys,
And
thank you so much for staying back and kind of patiently bearing with us and listening to all the insights. And anything that you want to put it across, Shilpa, to all our, I mean, IDC family over here.
so I would like to tell them best of luck for their job search. So if anyone needs a reference, please do ping me. If possible, I'll try to refer them. So you can
Sure,
please
sure.
they can ping me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So I
So
can,
your LinkedIn inbox is going to get flooded now. Maybe
but I'm not going to reply for short messages. Let them. I mean, like they need to share the detailed one.
yes.
So for sure, I'll try to refer them if any open positions are available.
Great, great. Thank you so much for that, Shilpa. And guys, if you have got any unanswered questions, please don't feel that you are left out or you are unheard. You can post your questions on Discord, or you can directly DM us on like on the LinkedIn IDC page, Indian Data Club page. We will respond to you. Okay. So we are there for you. Don't worry about it. And we are going to come up with a lot many sessions and see you soon. And we can have further discussion on Discord server. Thank you so much, guys. Signing off for
Yeah.
today. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.